What's up? It is Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. The markets are kind of, they're making some moves. Bitcoin's, it's tapping on that $100,000 mark. We got to spend time with friends and family. We got to talk about crypto. I'm sure all of you, let me know in the live chat if any of your friends or family asked you about it or say, hey, it's up. Should I get in? Or I'm still not getting in. I don't believe. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're feeling. We've got to get in on talking about what's happening in these markets. We got some charts we're going to be breaking down. A little bit shorter stream today because I got family in town. We got some things we got to do, baby. But making some trades. Those positions that we're holding are doing quite well. We're going to be talking about a lot of things on today's stream. So everybody strap in, hold on to your butts. Let's get this retweeted out to all of our friends and family on our social media. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. And you know what? I think it's time for us to get in to a little bit of the number one anthem in crypto, which is this right here.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on food and shelter. It's not our fault. Blame the coal. It's the political cowards. When it comes to gas, our purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag and fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been prepared for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We are hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been prepared for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump, altcoin, pump.
we are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody
to
tell me
quality.
nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
Prepared for this.
It's time for that bull market discussion. What's pumping? What's dumping? Is altcoin season here? I don't believe it is. I believe this is just wonderful bullish action. We have so much in store. We got to talk about where it's going, why it's going there, what's going on with Bitcoin, what's going on with Ethereum, Render, XRP, XLM, we got so much to talk about. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Let me know in the live chat right now. Roll call. Are you here? Are you present? Are you accounted for? Are you paying attention? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Family time. What's up, everybody? It's Friday, day after Thanksgiving. Hope you all spent some time with friends and family and found some gratitude in your heart for what's going on in this world, and especially the fact that Bitcoin is hanging out up there in that 98.4, 98.5 level. We just had a little bit of a pullback. Oh my God, why is Bitcoin dumping? Somebody just texted me and I'm like, is this a dump? Or like, what are you talking about? Is this a dump? What are you talking about? From 98.3 down to 97? No, this is just doing what it needs to do, doing the work. See, push up, a little bit of chop, push up, a little bit of chop, almost a washout, just testing back into this range. Push up, a little bit of chop. We're testing the top side of this range. Okay, push up. And then is this really a breakout of a large inverted head and shoulders on the 2-hour or the 4-hour chart? Look at this. The price action just beating its head up against the wall at 99.5, coming down, wash out with the shoulder, wash out with the head, wash out with the shoulder. Did we just break out of this? Are we in store for the breakout over the course of the next few days above $100,000? Well, we got to dive into that. But first off, I want to say how much I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful that there's other people out there that can connect like we do here on the BitLab Academy stream. Discover Crypto, which I was just co-hosting a few minutes ago. Blockchain Basement, the Hit Network. I'm so grateful for my family here. I'm so grateful for all of you that are here on a daily basis, even if you only tune in periodically. This is what it's all about. A rising tide raises all ships. And the better our ships rise, the better we can help our friends, our family, have more time to do different passion projects and not be a slave to the system. That's what this is all about for me. But let's get into it today. Let's talk about what we got to talk about, because you know what? First off, if this is your first time here, just a reminder, my name is Kellam, director of BitLab Academy. I'm here to bring you meaningful tools, content, resources, and of course, help build this incredible community alongside each and every one of you. I see you, Chris Pfaff. I see you, Museum of Corruption, Sawtooth Hiker, Tater, how you doing? Bad Fox, Hers, Barbaric Puma. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. Well, tuning in here, we got the the crypto market cap. Why didn't my screen change? There we go. The crypto market cap sitting up here just under $3.4 trillion. And this is going up faster than I think a lot of people expected. Where is this going to end up? Are we going to break 10 trillion for the total crypto market cap by the end of this cycle? Or are we going to be hovering in the sevens? It's going to be very interesting to see where this goes now that the US, one of the largest liquidity providers of the crypto ecosystem, now that we have a full administration in all aspects of the government, all different branches are now seeming to, I don't want to say align with, but be supportive of the growth that can be possible with this ecosystem, and not just regulating by enforcement and basically just being a big stick in the mud in the face of freedom. And now we have all things just looking bullish going forward. We got Bitcoin sitting here at 98.1. Did it just drop back down? 98.1? I should have closed that trade I was in, but that's okay. 98.1, 3,600 for Ethereum. Solana, 242. XRP up here at $1.70. It seemed like it was never going to happen. But of course, some of those roadblocks get out of the way and it lets the Kraken loose, so to speak. We also saw XLM saw a huge gain last week as well. But BNB up here, 657. Dogecoin, 42 cents. Cardano, $1.06. Where do you guys think Cardano is going to go? Where do you guys think Cardano is going to go at the top of this cycle? Got Avalanche, $44. Even where is that? Stellar's 52 cents. I mean, look at this chart. I mean, this is just, let's go to 7 days. Let's go to a month. I mean, look at this. Back here, it was 9 cents and we're up here at 52 cents. Guys, this is feeling so good. But let's get into what we want to talk about today. Hong Kong to eliminate capital gains tax on Bitcoin and crypto for hedge funds and family offices in a bid to become global crypto hub. These dominoes just keep falling in our favor. Then you got breaking: Russian President Vladimir Putin has officially signed in law regulating Bitcoin and crypto as property and exempting transactions from VAT tax. Guys, the dominoes are getting only bigger and bigger. And then, of course, we've been talking about this the last week or two regarding Michael Saylor's announcement to buy $42 billion over 3 years. He's already bought $12,000 in Bitcoin. Or sorry, $12,000. How off could that be? $12 billion in Bitcoin. That's $2 billion more than the total of 2025 target in 1 month. $12 billion in 1 month. And he said he's going to do $42 billion in 3 years. So do you think he's going to be spacing this out over the next many months, many years? Or do you think that he's going to try and front run Hong Kong and front run Russia and front run the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve and all the states here in the U.S.? It would be my expectation that he will likely be more than halfway. I think that is a conservative talking point. More than halfway done with the $42 billion by the end of 2025, if not all the way completely deployed out. Now, when we look at what's going on, we also see that what is driving this? Well, judging by order size, Coinbase whales are driving this Bitcoin rally. We can see this by basically the green here. This is a large size whales. Average order size trends on Coinbase. Whales deploying in here, much like we saw right here. This is where it started. This is where it ended. This is where it started. This doesn't seem like a lot, but this was about 6,000. This was about 14,000. And this was that early cycle rally that we had that ended up crashing back down. But then this is roughly where we are in terms of where we're at on the market cycle that we see every 4 years. This would be akin to where we're at about right here. This would be akin to where we were at about right here. Meaning we have gotten so much further to go and upside on the price action for Bitcoin. And not to mention the fact that the sell wall at $100,000 is crumbling. Was 1,300 Bitcoin last week. There's only 425 Bitcoin now. as of this morning, down 370, down to 370, meaning all those sell orders are either getting removed or they're getting bought up, getting up into that zone. Now, of course, we haven't hit $100,000 yet. So this speaks to the sentiment changing, people removing those sell orders. Now, when we get on through this, we can also see everybody wants to know Bitcoin's pushing. Is alt season here? Because some alts are ripping. We saw XRP, we saw XLM, Algorand is starting to make a little bit of a move. We see BitTensor heating up a bit, but this is what I really like to pay attention to is what's going on with Ethereum, especially where Ethereum's price is right now relative to the underlying strength of it. And how does that look over time in the previous cycles? Well, Ethereum RSI still shows plenty of room for ETH to soar so much higher. And this is what he's talking about. Getting up here on the RSI, this is not where the RSI is. The RSI is way down here. This would be similar to like here. And look where Ethereum was. Boom, all the way up. We're looking for the RSI to get into a very overheated zone, which would be so much higher from where we're at right now. I really do believe Ethereum has been sort of, everybody says all these shiny new things, and I like a lot of them, but I don't think they're going to completely displace and take out Ethereum. Ethereum has an ETF. These other altcoins don't yet. There are signs and signals that there's an ETF coming for various different altcoins, probably a basket or index of those altcoins. We already see the trusts also that have been established for some time with Grayscale as well, which likely at some point will get, swapped into ETFs. But Ethereum still has a huge amount of corporate interest that's going to take precedent over the riskier plays that you and I were like, we're going to get rich if we get this one. Well, corporations aren't risking their billions, hundreds of billions, and trillions of dollars in assets on something super risky. They're looking for something, if it's more than a 6% gain over the year, they're happy with that. Now, of course, with crypto, that's a whole different ballpark like we were seeing with Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially with what's to come. So Ethereum has so much higher to go. In addition to that, where is it at? In addition to that, look at where we're at in relative to Bitcoin dominance in the last two cycles. 1,399 days between this breakdown to when this next breakdown happened. We're right now on the 1400th day. Now, this is a little bit more speculative. We'll see how this plays out. I don't think from this date, because it happened last time, this is going to break down, especially considering the exponential and ever increasing capital channels that are coming into Bitcoin and the amount of money that's going to flow into this asset class. Because now, for the first time ever, they're not only going to get fair value accounting, which is happening in about 2 weeks, which allows them to buy Bitcoin and actually hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. I'm not talking about MicroStrategy. I'm not talking about ETFs or any futures. I'm talking about Bitcoin itself. They haven't they've been able to, but it was very negative for them to do so because of the accounting rules in terms of how you had to list losses and you could not list any gains. So even if you were up 1,200%, if you ever went down at all in that timeline, you had to list that you were at a loss. So it was not beneficial at all for them to hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Well, this is now about to switch. So we may see dominance even go a bit higher, but if we just look at this analog, we could be also super hopeful and be like, maybe this is going to play out. But we're going to look at this on a daily basis and make sure that we don't get trapped in the weeds hoping for something. But the altcoins are heating up, and we're going to be talking about that because look at this. The biggest alt season in history, he says, starts now. But I do think we're at that burgeoning starting place right now. Those moves that you've seen, I'm up in that altcoin portfolio that I've been sharing with you all. I'm up like $47,000 in like the last week or something like that. How do I, boom, assets, boom, portfolio tracker. Here we go. Let's go last month. 19,000 in a month, 3 months, $44,000 in the last 3 months. So we rode this. Remember this specific altcoin portfolio. We've been making very minor changes here and there, but for the most part, we've been buying and holding these because I want to show you guys, yes, we can trade, we can do, and we have a whole free traders group for that. But most people, you shouldn't be trading. Most people want to know, okay, how do I figure out where to buy and hold to maximize the amount of gains I can get, and then also identify where to sell to pull out. Because with altcoins, the large majority of altcoins, you don't just buy and hold for 12 years because there's no telling how this asset class as a whole, the crypto ecosystem is going to evolve. It's going to be very cannibalistic. Some are going to swallow other projects or displace them. Other ones are going to get regulated out. Other ones are going to have exploits and issues or teams that collapse, you know, the development teams. So this is why we diversify with our altcoins. You know, you see we've got a number of altcoins here approaching and addressing different sectors of the market. But we've had a plan with this, and we've been stacking in, and, you know, we're up. I mean, we're up quite a bit on a lot of these tokens. So we got to continue on here, because look at where we're at right here. Bitcoin all-time high right here. And this is also where the altcoins started to rip. If we look back here, started to rip. We have had some gains in the altcoins, but what we really want to see is this dominance really start to explode higher, because what that means is money is moving out of, there's a more money moving into altcoins very quickly that start to show that it's overtaking the dominance of how much capital is part of the altcoin portion of the ecosystem. We got 520 lovely mother suckers in here today. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that retweet. Remember, we're going to do a giveaway next week on Monday, and all you got to do is on this stream right here on my Twitter page at Kelly Kellam or at Academy BitLab. Come here, hit this retweet button, hit this like button, get it out. That enters you to win. We draw a random name out of those of you that are supporting. So big love to you all. And of course, if you want to participate in any of the things we're doing, by the way, we're about to do some TA on many of these coins. So stick with us here. Just want to shout out, we got the BitLab deal, which the link is right there next to my face on the bottom there, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You can still take advantage of this. We're still under $100,000. Then, of course, we've got the free traders group, which I just shared a trade setup this morning that I got in on. We got a number of other traders in there sharing setups all day long as well. Right here, sign up. All you have to do, it takes you through signing up with CoinW so you can trade with us. It's a free to do that. We got the whole education thing there as well. Get nordvpn.com. It's nordvpn.com/BitLab, which gets you the best VPN out there. I've been using NordVPN for about 4 years. Again, you go to nordvpn.com/BitLab. The link is right here. Just click on it. You also get 4 months extra free. And VPNs are not just for crypto. It's help make sure you don't get your identity stolen. It helps make sure, of course, it's not going to 100% prevent everything, but is a meaningful step in making sure you're protecting your identity and protecting your assets when you are online. And then, of course, if you're stacking into crypto, make sure you are protecting that crypto. Make sure you're protecting your future. Head over to getarculus.com and use code BitLab20 for 20% off. That's BitLab20. One tap, total security. Make sure you stack into that. Now, what's going on with the price action? Let's talk about it, because that's what you want to know. What levels are we watching? Feels like we're on a razor's edge for us breaking out and going to new all-time highs past $100,000. And what does that mean for our assets? What do we need to be watching for? But looks right now, let's go ahead and refresh this. It looks like right now we're a little bit trapped between a little bit of liquidity. This is actually good. This is healthy. This means there's a lot of longs and a lot of shorts that could get liquidated in both directions. But understanding that means that you also know that this might come down here and tap this liquidity. It might push back up, tap that liquidity, get rejected back down. There's going to be some shakeouts, these whipsaws and price actions that is going to really try and move that money from the impatient to the patient. Now, considering what's going on right now, yes, we did just break out of this inverted head and shoulders. The target out of this beautifully is this measurement right here. You measure from the neckline, which is where this point and this point create a trend line. And you see right here, boom, we could actually even do it a little bit more. I would do it maybe a little bit like that. We'll get that breakout. We'll measure this down like that, boom. And look at this target right up in here, $104,000, which also coincides with roughly about where this Fibonacci level is from this point, and you draw this down to this low right here, and this gives you a Fibonacci extension. Which is exactly the target that this price action tells you, and the Fib extension also says, hey, pay attention to the 1.618 As you can see, let me drag this a little bit further over so you can see 1.618 is about $104,700, $105,000, which is roughly the target as well out of this. This does not mean the price breaks out. Know this. This is what messes people up. This does not mean this breaks out of this neckline and goes directly here. What this means is that the initiative, the sentiment from the bulls is strong enough such that the dominant trend after this breakout, more likely than not, should, but remember, $100,000 is such a big number, but should be basically working its way up into this target, which is about 104.8. Now, to get there, that means price action will likely push up, come back, retest, push up, get rejected again, trade a little sideways, push up, come down, find, boom, 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 boom. To get there, it takes some move to build that stairway to heaven to get there. If we get rejected here, it's not the end of the world. Remember, we had 7 months of sideways price action. When you look at this, boom, from March 13th all the way across here until we actually broke out, you see, retested, broke out, retested again, took 2 retests before we got that launch pad to go to the upside. The reason why that's important is because when you see this, yes, we have an inverted head and shoulders, but look, we broke out, had a retest. We might get one more retest somewhere in this region before we get that confidence for the bulls, showing that the bulls are defending an area to then have that move to continue to the upside. However, when we're looking at the other coins in the market, is it alt season? Not quite yet. Alt season, as we talked about last week with Matthew Hyland and Kevin Svensson on here, is when everything over the course of about 6 weeks is just every day, 20%, 60%, 15%, 100%, 30%. It's so much. It's just persistent, almost like the bulls just vomit all their money into the altcoins and it's spray and pray. Everything just is going up. We're not there yet. We are seeing incredible, beautiful movement. If we come over here to the total 3, we do see a very similar setup we saw in Bitcoin with a bit of a shoulder, bit of a head, kind of a shoulder, kind of a Quasimodo shape, sort of inverted head and shoulders. But if that's the case, what's the target on this? And this isn't going to give us a price. This is going to give us a region for the altcoins to sort of break out towards before we get to, at which point I should say, we probably get a little bit of a struggle. Now let's see how this lines up with the previous points in the market. Double click out of here. Let's go to the 3-day chart. Boom, right there. Double click. All right. Now look at that. Did you just notice? That's why I drew a horizontal line. The target out of that on the smaller time frame, this is the area we just measured right here. This very small zone. This is what happens when you zoom out. The target out of that is roughly basically challenging the previous altcoin all-time high zones, right in this zone. The all-time high for the total 3, which is everything in the crypto market minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you're looking at the entire behavior of the entire market of everything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is going to be the zone that's going to be interesting. The 1 trillion to basically 1.15 trillion, this zone. But this means the altcoins themselves, minus Bitcoin, minus Ethereum, are very soon. I mean, look at this, 952 billion. They're very soon going to be $1 trillion asset class in and of themselves. Now, remember, that comprises all those other altcoins that, we've been talking about, and a lot that we also haven't been talking about, but it encompasses all of these. So we're getting a general overview, and it looks like my mouse might die, but that's okay. We're getting a general overview of the bullishness coming into the market. Now, there still stand to reason, as bullish as I am, that price action, you see this turning around, consolidate a little bit, potentially even come back, wash a lot of people out before liftoff, but things feel like the probabilities are leaning towards more bullish behavior. We see that when we're looking at Chainlink breaking out of this downtrend, coming right up into the zone of this previous range lows, previous range high, having a little bit of trouble here. It's okay. Let it do the work. Let it do the work. If this were to pull back, I would go on the more bullish side, doing a Fibonacci from this zone Yeah, look at that. Golden pocket is right where this green line is, where this rejected, this supported, this rejected. So this is where I'd be looking if Chainlink does have a little bit of a pullback in that $15 region. The bullish pullback would be coming into this 1656, which is the 382. If we're able to continue hold here for a bit, this is on the 3-day chart. Let's get a little bit more granular. All right, now this is looking, yeah, this is almost, I won't call it a bull flag. It's kind of similar. If this can hold here and break above this 1930 sort of range, then I do think we'll get another leg up. ONDO starting to round a little bit, but we got positive money flow, all green. I mean, other than this one RSI, everything else is green on the dashboard here on the BitLab Trading Stack. Which again, you can get at a discount. This whole BitLab Trading Stack with the oscillators at the bottom, with getting our signals here with the moving averages and bullish divergences, and all this is included. Then you also have the BitLab volume metric here, which shows you, look at this, automatically prints out super areas of interest based on where liquidity came into the order books. We have an order block right up here at $1.17. We're going to want to watch what happens in this zone. Likely a little bit of work to be done before we can make our way up here to this $1.28 mark that we have marched out, printed out here. But what I do like is here on the 2-hour, the VWAP came down, established a low, and looks like it's trying to work its way back up. And the money flow is increasing here. So if I had to guess, this looks like it wants to make that move to the upside, but it's all going to be contingent on what happens if Bitcoin has a large spill or if it continues to consolidate. Because in this consolidation, we've seen, it's been about a week now, we've seen in this consolidation that I can just look at my portfolio this altcoin portfolio, I should say, as an example. Bitcoin's been consolidating under $100,000. And look, we're up $20,000 in a week, not doing anything because we were prepared for this. We stacked in to the different areas of this market. So things are feeling good, guys. Coming back over here, XRP, look at that. Bull flag broke out. Downtrend resistance right here, kind of a bull flag, but downtrend resistance. And look at this. This is what I was talking about with those other assets, with the other patterns. Breakout, comes down, retests, then launches. Cuts right back through the trend signal line here on the BitLab Trading Stack. And this is on the, let's go to the 4-hour. Look at that beautiful retest. And look at where it retested on the 4-hour, right here on the weekly VWAP. One of my favorite parts of this indicator. I talk about it all the time. Found support, boom, came up, found support on the trend signal line, launched up. Got high volume buying here on the 4-hour, getting a little bit of stopping volume here. So we may get a little bit of a chart formation here, maybe a bull flag or something. If we do get like an M formation and this breaks down, I'll be watching to come back down here in the $1.60 region. We really want to see that it hold above this weekly VWAP. But if we get to a little bit more granular, because guys, we're degens right now. We're so excited about every move. Boom, let's move. Let's delete this Fibonacci. Oh, look at this on the 1-hour. A lot of trend shifts here. So it means there's a little underlying, I don't want to say underlying weakness. There's a little bit of underlying not full agreement about this just continuing up. We may have a little bit of consolidation here or something, maybe even a bit of a pullback. We have the order block right here in the $1.60 range, right where the trend signal line is right here. Man, guys, everything is looking so good. Same thing, Cardano, look at that, inverted head and shoulders. So we may be coming back on Cardano. We may be coming back. This suggests potentially a retest down here, which at this point, the weekly VWAP, this is on the 1-hour, the weekly VWAP would be about $1. And that would also effectively be where this neckline is of this inverted head and shoulders. However, we do have an order block right here at $1.03. So, and look at where this got rejected at. Order blocks right here. I'm not drawing these. Look at this. The indicators post shows you. Comes right into this liquidity zone, boom, rejected. It's trying to find support on the trend signal line. If it loses this, I'm watching this region right here as another great buy before the next leg. Avalanche, looking flat, just washing out. Let's move up. No, it's not yet. Let's wreck people. Nope, we're going up. Let's wreck people. Okay, we're coming into a little bit of an equilibrium here, but we have these two order blocks doubled up right here, formed at that $47 to $48 region. with 2 order blocks immediately below us. And those are these light green. It's because I have the blue thing that I printed on there. You see these 2 zones? So I'd be watching 42.78 and we lose that, then 41.70. But however, I mean, look at this. The order block right here, right where the weekly VWAP is, 42.58 to 42.70. I think if this does just wash into here, if the bullishness is really strong, then coming into this zone and getting bought up to launch would be excellent. But everything is on this nice hair, guys. Near looks very similar. It's like move, let's wash out, let's bring it back to equilibrium, chop. Order block directly above us right here. We also have an order block we're resting on right now. If we lose this, I'll be watching for an opportunity at 665. And if that's lost, I do think we're coming back down here into the low 6s. BitTensor making some moves over the weekend. We're on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 6 hour. BitTensor making some moves. I mean, look at this. Nice move up, wash people back out, coming back up, taking out this high. But look at right where we're having trouble. Really effectively breaking through this high because we have this other line. Let's see why we, oh, it's Fibonacci. Okay, yeah, look at that. Right at the 786. Right at the 786, we're having issue, which is okay. This is as Army Piper calls this the platinum pocket. If we do get rejected here, I'll be watching for a great opportunity back here in the 563 because we have the trend signal line here as well as a golden pocket as well as a weekly VWAP all right in this zone. If this can bounce here and break out, I'm immediately watching for somewhere in the low, basically 700 to 710 region, 700 to 710 region for potential trouble here because you have this high here just below that, but we have all of this zone right in here where we have this giant order block, which would kind of be front running the 1 here on the Fibonacci. If we're able to take out 761, I do think that we'll be making some pretty strong moves pretty quickly up here into 978 and then effectively the golden extension, which is the 1.618 here at $1,100. But guys, I'm so bullish on everything going on right now. I'm feeling good. I hope you all still, if you don't have family in town, I hope you call your family. I hope you make sure you do everything you can possible to either sit on your hands, start taking advantage of being able to stack gains. And remember, with this position portfolio I've been sharing with you guys, we started this from scratch in February. From scratch. We're able to start seeing profits because on this position portfolio, I wasn't trading things because stuff was down. I was making slight adjustments based on what I wanted to do over a longer period of time. Some areas I had to trim because I was like, hey, we're not pulling money out of this. I'm not deploying more money in the market. So there were some things I trimmed here and there, but we endured when things were down. We lowered our average entries on those things because not everybody's a trader. But everybody should be able to figure out how to stack, when to stack, why to stack, and what your action plan is going to be and stick to it and trim where you need to, but add other places that you want to, really get into. But guys, Kelly, what is the scale on the right going up and down VPVR? What are you talking about? You talking about this right? You talking about this guy right here? This is, this is the BitLab volume. So hold on, it's going to pop up here in a second. This is a VPVR with the order blocks also that populate with this. Shows you how much volume, how many Bitcoin traded at the price level. See where, like right here, you can see on the right-hand side. Let me move this right here so you can see. So at 98,400, more traded here than right here. You see how this scale gets smaller? Now this is a visual range. So if I scale out, you'll see this whole thing will change here. See that? So a lot more traded here than right here. You see how this drops? It gives you a visual representation of how much Bitcoin traded at each price level. And then you have the BitLab Intelligence, and all these are part of the BitLab Trading Stack, everybody, just so you know. The BitLab Intelligence shows you quite a few things. We have the basically bullish sort of setup based on the underlying price structure of the candles and how they're interacting with different moving averages and such. And they're not, I never use one of these things because like right here, there was a little bit of a bearishness with what was happening with the candles, but the price moved up. I would not have gotten out because of this. I look for, like, for instance, I look for what's happening with the VWAP down here on the BitLab Trend Fuel, part of the BitLab Trading Stack. That's why we call it a stack, because it's this, and this, all three combined. But we have the divergences, when it shows you how many divergences and what they are. Bullish divergences suggesting price may be setting up to move up. Bearish divergences suggesting price might move down. And look at that, boom, move down. And then you have these key moving averages that also have different TA kind of baked into this indicator, showing you dynamic resistance and dynamic support zones. And all this you get, by the way, right there with that link on the left, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You get 15 days free getting in there with the Discord. You get about 35% off for the life of your account. This deal is going to be going away $100,000, but if you're already locked in, you keep that deal for life. And then if you want to upgrade, after you get the access to the Discord and our member streams and so many different things, and there's so much going on in that Discord and so many great traders and people and charts and setups, chart requests every day, all day long. If you want to upgrade, then you can also get the 120 lessons. That's everything from on-chain to candles, candle patterns, trading setups, indicators, psychology of trading, tokenized. It's all in there, on-chain data. But in addition to that, that's packaged with the indicators. So if you want to get the indicators, you'll also get the courses. If you want to get the courses, you'll also get the indicators. And that's on that upgrade option right after you sign up for the Discord. But everybody, these markets, injective, trying to make it. Guys, we have been stacking. It is our due to see these things start to rip in to the upside, taking advantage of what's going on. Henry Sargil, check it out. Last one, you said, can we get ALGO? I actually meant to look at ALGO. ALGO making some waves, riding that. Oh, look at that, 300, almost 300% gain to the upside. And just before this happened on the BitLab Trading Stack, look, 2 bullish divergences. And then is it really going to go on this little retest? 2 more bullish divergences, 2 more, and then launch. Great setup there. In addition to that, look at this. Comes down into the order block range, starts finding support. We got bullish divergences. We have the momentum waves down here on the BitLab Trim Fuel. Clipping over, we see these flip green. You see these green bars right here? It's because a huge amount of buy orders were coming in. And the money, this was the perfect trade setup right there. All of this, bullish divergences, touching the order block, breaking back through the yellow line right there, which is a weekly VWAP. Oops. The weekly VWAP broke back through. So we got the setup with the momentum switching. We see the buyer orders coming in a lot, like a huge amount. That's why this is green. We see this break back through the weekly VWAP, comes back, finds support, and the money flow flip positive. Boom, that would have been a great buy from this point. Oops. From this point right there, that would have been, I got to move this down because it went so high. From that point right there, that would have been a 236% move to the upside. But this is looking good. I'd be watching right now on Algorand. Giant W formation. It's trying to get through this zone right there, which is not only the order block, it's also the W formation. Excuse me. If this can break out, we got a little bit more work to do here because of all the, we can see it. There's an order block that just shows it, but there's this bounce, this rejection, this lows, all this right here. This is where I'll be watching the next 59 to 69 cents. And once that's taken out, I do think this could be making some strong moves to the upside. Render also, look at this, Render breaking back through the trend signal line on the 3-day, finding support where? Right here on the weekly VWAP, boom, launching back up. What does it look like on the 4-hour? Also breaking through this longer trend line all the way back from December 2023. Resistance, support, resistance, and look at where we're at right now. We actually broke through that, and we have the order blocks directly above us. But if we can hold above this 840 sort of range anywhere in this zone, I do think we're going to be looking at getting into the mid-9s and then onward and upward from there. But guys, I love you, man. I appreciate you. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Find some gratitude in your heart. Remember, as frustrating as these markets can be, sometimes we're a little bit too zoomed in. Let's zoom out. Let's take advantage of the opportunity of also taking positions that you can hold over time, so you're not always a slave to looking at the chart on the 15-minute candles because you're so overexposed on everything going on right now. But there's so much in store, guys. I love you. That's all we got for today. It's going to be It's going to be a little bit shorter stream today, but it's going to be a good weekend. Get outside, touch the grass, and that's all I got. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Adios.